What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome back to another Raptors video. This is Luca Rosano, and I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe. It is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. And I want to start today's video by giving everybody a special shout out, those of you who were in my live stream last night. Yes, I went live on the channel from 8 to 10. I did a Raptors live Q&A and hangout, and a lot of you joined me, so I just want to say thank you guys. That was a lot of fun, and I will be doing another one of those next Tuesday, so you definitely don't want to miss that. I mean, during this time, it's good to connect with my loyal subscriber base and my loyal fans who support all my videos. And speaking of which, I do want to also give a shout out to somebody who commented on my last video, the Donovan Mitchell-Rudy Gobert video, Matt, who said, Mitchell and Siakam on the floor would be unguardable. Hashtag Noti Gang. Guys, if you want a chance to be featured and shouted out in a future video of mine, comment with your thoughts down below on this video. Hashtag Noti Gang, and I will pick one random person to give a shout out to. I always appreciate what you guys have to say in the comments, so definitely let me know what's on your mind. And of course, drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. Hit that big red button down below. Hit post notifications so you never miss another one of my future uploads. And stay connected with me on social media. We could keep the conversation rolling on there. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the usernames down below. So what I want to talk about in today's video is pretty much a question, a topic that is seemingly coming up more often now since we got some downtime. And that is, what will happen with Fred VanVleet and the Toronto Raptors? Will they come to an agreement, or will Fred walk? Will Fred VanVleet join another team and not re-sign with the Raptors? Well, first and foremost, guys, Fred's going to get paid, man. Fred VanVleet's going to get that moolah. He's going to get that money. I mean, he's going to be a lot richer next season than he was going into this season. And rightfully so. Fred VanVleet, I mean, he's a solid player. He's in line for being the future point guard of this team. But the question becomes, if the Raptors seriously want to include Fred VanVleet in their future plans, how much money are they willing to spend on a guy who right now is 26 years old and he's not getting any younger? And we don't know if he'll, in fact, get any better. According to Bobby Marks, and this was actually near the beginning of the season, he actually stated that Fred VanVleet could earn $25 to $30 million this offseason. That's a lot of money, guys. And if you were to receive that figure, again, would the Raptors want to match that? I don't even think Fred VanVleet is a top 15 point guard. And I mean, this type of money is all-star money. And we don't know if Fred will ever one day become an all-star. So where could Fred VanVleet get this type of money? Well, this offseason is actually designed perfectly for a guy like Fred VanVleet, who could, in fact, be overpaid. Because you look at this offseason, guys, it's not as compelling as last offseason. And outside of Anthony Davis and Ingram, who in all likelihood will stay with their respective teams, there are not a lot of big names. So a guy like Fred VanVleet, a point guard like Fred VanVleet, could be very appealing to some of these bottom-feeding teams who need a point guard and who have some cap space to work with. Some two teams that come to mind are the New York Knicks and Phoenix Suns. They're going to have about $50 million in cap to work with out of the gate. And then there are other teams who could free up cap space or even potentially work out a sign and trade for with the Raptors for Fred VanVleet, who could also be very, very appealed by a guy like Fred VanVleet. I'm talking about a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Orlando Magic, another rumored hotspot, the Detroit Pistons. All these teams could be coming at Fred and be giving him very compelling offers. Now, let's take a look at this from the Raptors' perspective. After Kyle Lowry's tenure is done, they, of course, need to address their future point guard position. I'm a big fan of Fred VanVleet. I think he can be a part of this team's future. Would I pay him $25 million to $30 million? No way. If that is the money he's going to be commanding, I think the Raptors would have to make the tough decision of seemingly letting Fred walk. But of course, with letting him walk, you run the risk of, regretting that decision. Because who's gonna be our point guard for the futures to come? We're not designed right now in a good position to move forward post Kyle Lowry. Fred VanVleet is that guy we've been grooming all these years, and he's played very well for us. I mean, Fred, a lot of the times, has been one of the best Raptors when healthy. But if you overpay Fred here, you give him the money, you match these other deals, 25 to 30 million, if that's the ballpark in which, these contracts are in, then you can pretty much kiss the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes goodbye in 2021, because the only guaranteed contracts after 2020 that the Raptors are going to have are Siakam, Norman Powell, and OG Anunoby, and they're not going to be in trouble. I mean, if anything, you could always move Norman Powell to free up more cap space for a max slot to go try to get Giannis. And then if you brought back VanVleet from $18 to $20 million, you'd still be okay. But if you paid VanVleet 25 to 30 million, you're not going to have that max slot, that max money to give Giannis. So you can kiss those plans goodbye. It would really hurt the Raptors' chances to go get Giannis if we're going to give VanVleet 25 million or up. So it's very interesting because we're going to see this offseason a lot of things unfold that will dictate the direction that the Raptors want to take. Again, I don't think Fred VanVleet is worth that $25 million to $30 million. I would bring him back in a heartbeat if it's 18 to 20 million. I want VanVleet on this team. Will be interesting because you don't know what other teams are going to do. And I mean, if you're Fred VanVleet, I know he said in a perfect world he wants to re-sign with the Raptors, but I know the dude wants to get paid. Let's call it what it is, guys. This is going to be a perfect opportunity for him to get overpaid, and he may never see a big payday like this for the rest of his career. He's young. He wants to secure his future. He wants financial stability. And there's not a better time for him to reap the benefit of a big contract coming off of, last season and especially this season playing very good basketball, especially as a starter. He could be the 2 or the 1. So if you're Fred VanVleet, I mean, how far does the loyalty line go? I know you want to be loyal to the fan base. I know you want to be loyal to Toronto. I know you love it here. But if the Raptors aren't willing to give him the money that he wants and that, what he feels he deserves, then I can honestly see Fred walk and go take a big payday. I mean, he's earned it. He has earned it. He bet on himself. He was the underdog. Everybody said he was too small to be an NBA player, let alone a starter. So if Fred VanVleet has the opportunity to go get paid, if I'm Fred, why wouldn't you want to take that big payday and big contract, even if it's not with the Raptors? So a lot of interesting stuff here, guys, to speculate. And again, it comes down to the teams in the marketplace for Fred, the type of money they'll throw at him, and if the Raptors will match or will they simply let Fred walk. And it comes down to what the Raptors want to do in future terms. If they feel that they can go get a max player, if they feel like they can go get a guy like Giannis, maybe you do bring back Fred. You do overpay for him. You kind of show him your loyalty aspect towards him. And then at least you have your point guard for the future and you still have a solid young core of Fred, OG, and Siakam. Or if Masai Ujiri really feels he can get a big-time player, make a big-time splash, maybe get a Giannis Antetokounmpo, then, spending that type of money on Fred would be absolutely foolish. And then in a perfect world, if Fred VanVleet says, I'm okay with taking only $18 million if it means being here in Toronto. I'm not a greedy guy. I don't want to go play for the Knicks because who the hell wants to play for the Knicks? I don't want to play for the Pistons because who the hell wants to play for the Pistons? I'll stay here, but we better go get a big-time player if I'm taking less money, if I'm taking a pay cut. I could see that happening. I've met Fred too. He seems like a very chill dude, and I don't think he's a greedy guy, but at the same time, he's young. He's got to take care of his family. This summer will be the perfect opportunity for him to get his money and be overpaid. So there's a lot of things that could happen here, guys. Perfect world. What am I predicting? Fred takes a pay cut. He stays with the Raptors. The Raptors are still in the market for a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's perfect world. If the Raptors have to match the $25 million that a team might give Fred, I don't know if they'll do it, guys. I don't know if they'll do it. If it comes down to that, I could see the Raptors maybe letting Fred walk. I just don't know how you can justify spending $25 million to $30 million for Fred VanVleet right now. So if it's not a pay cut, if it's not less than $25 million, I mean, I don't know if Fred VanVleet will remain a Raptor long term, but if it's less than that number, Fred is okay with that. he's all about the future, he's all about this team, and he's all about winning, then that's when I think the Raptors will in fact keep Fred VanVleet on a term of $18 to $20 million per season at the very most. But if it's north of that, things will get very, very, very interesting. And we will see what type of teams come at Fred and what type of money they throw at Fred. That's the bottom line. What do you guys think is going to happen this offseason? Hit me up in the comment section down below. Do you think Fred will stay with the Raptors? Do you think he's going to leave for a big payday? And the third question, I guess, is if Fred does get a big-time offer from another team, would the Raptors match that, which pretty much ends their bid to go get a big-time player like Giannis in the future? So let me know, guys. This is a very interesting topic, very interesting conversation. Wanted to give my 2 cents on all of this. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Drop a like on this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Share this video and follow me on social media as well. I will be dropping a brand new podcast, a brand new episode of the Luca Rosano Show this Friday with special guest Ashley Neville. We'll be talking basketball, what will happen if the NBA does in fact come back, and all that and more. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And again, guys, I truly appreciate all your support, keeping it locked and loaded on this channel. Until next time, this is Luca Rosano. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys again in the next one. Be great and stay blessed. Peace.